5:17 a.m. Northern Arabian Sea. The first warning didn't come from the bridge. It came from deep inside a destroyer's combat information center, where the sonar picture shifted by less than a second and changed everything. A faint transient rolled across the display, then another, then a third. The operator leaned forward, checking bearing, consistency, and repeatability before speaking. "Possible submerged contact," the room compressed instantly. "No panic, just focus." On the tactical display, 3 faint symbols formed around the carrier strike group. One to port, one starboard aft. One ahead along the carrier's projected path. No one rushed to name them, because in open water, bad decisions begin with fast assumptions. Then confirmation came, acoustic lines sharpened, controlled, disciplined, mechanical. 3 contacts, all submerged, all closing. At 5:18, the report reached the bridge. The carrier held course. From the outside, everything looked routine. Inside the screen, it was no longer routine. "Hold course," the order was deliberate. A sudden maneuver could reveal detection to anything listening below. Instead, the escorts adjusted subtly. Small turns, minor shifts. The formation tightened, building an invisible anti-submarine screen around the carrier. At 5:19, the sonar stabilized. The closest contact wasn't drifting. It was maneuvering with purpose. Now the pattern was clear. 3 submarines, different sectors, one coordinated problem. At 5:20, flight decks came alive. A Seahawk helicopter spun up under dim lights. No panic, just precision. "Launch the helo." Below, the portside contact shifted inward, not shadowing. Approaching. At 5:21, sonar buoys hit the water. Each splash added another ear to the sea. Then the ocean pushed back. One contact faded, gone. For a moment, uncertainty replaced clarity. Then a brief burst of cavitation. Short, rough. "Mechanical. Contact regained." The submarine hadn't withdrawn. It had dropped deeper and continued forward. At 5:23, the carrier made its first move. A slight course change, a small speed adjustment. Not to escape, but to disrupt targeting solutions. Below, geometry shifted. One submarine adjusted. Another held position. The forward contact remained silent and dangerous. At 5:29, the pattern evolved. This was not random, it was layered pressure. One closing, one waiting. One ahead, the Seahawk dropped dipping sonar. Then came a clean return. Sharp, controlled. Metallic. Profile consistent with a Russian submarine. At the same moment, the starboard contact surged closer. Too close, too precise. A real threat. At 5:32, priority shifted. Focus starboard. Maintain pressure elsewhere. The helicopter accelerated toward the sector. The submarine adjusted speed and depth. Still tracking, still dangerous. At 5:35, pressure increased. Active sonar bursts cut into the water. Short, controlled, deliberate. The message was clear: you've been found. The submarine reacted, a sharp maneuver. A brief cavitation burst. It knew it had been detected. But instead of retreating, it pushed closer, risking position for advantage. For a moment, it seemed it might break through. Then it turned slightly, just enough to lose the cleanest approach. The defensive screen was working, but the encounter wasn't over. At 5:37, another update came in. The portside contact was still there. Still close, still relevant. And the forward submarine had adjusted again, maintaining pressure ahead of the carrier's path. This wasn't one threat, it was 3. Working together or thinking the same way. One forcing reaction, one waiting for weakness. One staying ahead, patient, controlled, dangerous. At 5:38, the starboard submarine finally shifted away. Not retreating, but giving up its strongest angle. For the first time, the carrier gained space, but only briefly. Because below the surface, the other 2 remained. Unseen and still in position.